The Supreme Court dealt a heavy blow to proponents of racial gerrymandering on Wednesday by striking down a newly drawn congressional map in Louisiana.
Yeah, so the 6-3 decision, the justices ruled the redistricting map violated the Voting Rights Act by drawing congressional lines strictly based on race. So to break this all down for us, let's welcome in senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. So, Judge,
morning.
Here's the graphic of the absurd proposed map that was struck down by the Supreme Court. Democrats, of course, are having fits, realizing that one of their primary methods of holding on to power, especially in the South, is now dead on arrival. Explain what the court actually decided here.
I don't think the court really changed constitutional law at all. It basically found that after the 14th Amendment and its equal protection clause, the states cannot use race for any purpose. Now, we went through this period in our history in the 60s, 70s, and 80s called affirmative action, where the courts, pursuant to the congressional legislation, were permitted to use race to help minorities. Now you can't use race to hurt minorities. You can't use race to help minorities. You can't use race to hurt the majority, and you can't use race to help the majority. Race is out of the picture. That's pretty much what the law was intended to be from the 14th Amendment on.
Wasn't that MLK's dream? That we are judged by the content of your character, not the color of your skin.
Not the color of your skin, precisely. Now, this is not my field, the politics, but this is going to set off a scramble to try and change congressional districts. It's probably too little too late for the midterms, but you'll see a lot of redistricting.
Right.
The Democrats will call it gerrymandering. The Republicans will call it constitutional redistricting. That is obviously a very, very weirdly shaped congressional district. Not the oddest. There was one in North Carolina, and it was the width of a highway.
And the new one
on which
Virginia,
no one lived in order to combine two racial areas in the Supreme Court.
There's one in Virginia that's a crab now because it actually surrounds two other districts, yeah.
Well, lots of eyes are definitely going to be on this, as you mentioned, primary elections, and then as more things unfold and more states probably add to the list. But let's move on. The case of alleged White House Correspondents' Dinner shooter, Cole Thomas Allen. Prosecutors have filed a new 20-page document related to the shooting that included details like Cole watching a live feed from the dinner, possibly from his hotel room, even taking selfies. You see in that photo there, weapons on his waist, his chest. They also argued against him getting bailed out. So, Judge, is bail even a possibility here?
I thought, Kenzie, that the presentation by the prosecutors was overkill and unnecessary. The guy's charged with trying to murder the President of the United States. There's no way he's going to get bail. It would be absolutely absurd even to consider bail. But we have a little bit of an undercurrent here that's not really seen, if I may. It's the rivalry to replace Pam Bondi. And that rivalry is essentially between Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, and Todd Blanche, the Acting Attorney General of the United States. And they're each going to use submissions to court, statements to the press, whatever they can, to get a message to the Oval Office that they are the person the president should designate. I don't think this was necessary. Now, having said it wasn't necessary, it's overwhelming evidence of preparation. So the concept that I didn't attempt to kill him because I wasn't in the room is nonsense. The evidence is overwhelming.
It also takes away any kind of an insanity plea because he bought the hotel room weeks after. Correct. He researched things. He researched things moments before going downstairs to try.
The only defense he would have, well, I don't see a defense. The only thing available to him would be some sort of a negotiation to give him light at the end of the tunnel. But I don't even think he's going to get that. He's going to get enough jail time so that he'll expire in jail.
There you go. All right, Judge. Thanks.
Pleasure, guys. And Kenzie, what a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
Welcome here.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.